Got a 1990 fuel-injected Samurai. The turn signals were not working, but the hazard lights were working. So I was trying to figure out what was going on. I figured I had some bad wires. I didn't know too much about electrical work, so I wanted to learn something. First thing I did was unscrew the fuse panel so it just dangled loose under the driver's side, and then traced the wires from the panel to these connectors here and disconnected them in the engine bay. Then I cut back the black tape so I could identify any damaged wires. I found that 2 of the 4 wires that control the turn signals were damaged. So what I did was untaped everything and fished those 4 wires out. When you do that, you need to pull the terminator out of this little plastic housing on the right, and there's one on the left too, where the 4 wires come together for your signals. So you can reuse the terminator, or if you're not going to reuse it, at least you need to pull it out of there if you're going to put a new one in. So in my case, I had a black wire and a yellow wire, one from each side. The yellow was on the right, the black was on the left. Both were cooked. So I pulled them out and replaced the yellow wire with this blue wire that you'll see here in a second. It's a picture of the damaged wire, the yellow, as I mentioned, and the black. So I cut the black one back to where it was no longer damaged, and I replaced that yellow wire with a blue one. Instead of putting them back in that connector housing, I just spliced them together directly at the housing, and then on the other side, I terminated the blue wire where the yellow wire was terminated. There's a picture of that here coming up. So I'm obviously not an electrician, but that worked. So once it was all connected like that, I just left it hanging free and tested my signals. They all worked out. So I was happy about that. Here's another picture of it together, but not completely done. So I pulled the slack out and made it look a little prettier, taped it up, and put some red loom on it so it looked nice and pretty so I could get it muddy. And that was it. So fixed with some wire, and didn't cost me anything. Just had some parts laying around to do that. So hopefully that helps. That's it.